Welcome back to Echoes of Family. One milestone was overlooked for another performance. Here is how it all started.
My parents skipped my MIT graduation. They chose my sister's ballet recital instead. A small community stage. Over the biggest achievement of my 22 years. Hi, I'm Maryanne Mitchell, class of 2018, computer engineering, summa cum laude. And completely alone that day. I crossed the stage with a practiced smile. Cameras flashed for other families. Not mine. Their absence felt louder than the cheering. Something inside me settled. Not anger. Not shock. Just a quiet boundary finally forming. 5 years later, at Derek's wedding, we stood in the same room again. Me successful and steady. Them searching for a daughter they'd already lost. They were about to meet the woman their choices created. Before we continue, tell me your city or country, and where you're watching from right now. Your recliner, your kitchen table, or a quiet late shift, so I can welcome you properly here on Echoes of Life. May 2018 burned bright and unforgiving. Families crowded the MIT lawn. Pride echoed from every corner. None of it belonged to me. My phone stayed heavy. My mother's last message replayed endlessly. Sweetie, we're so sorry. Madison's recital was moved. They chose a tutu over my diploma. They chose applause for someone else over pride for me. I collected my degree alone. The dean shook my hand. His smile felt kind. His eyes looked confused. My advisor noticed the empty seats. Your family couldn't make it? He asked. I lied with a practiced shrug. They had a conflict. The lie tasted metallic. Loneliness tasted worse. That evening, they finally called. My mother sounded thrilled, breathless, glowing. Madison was breathtaking tonight, she gushed. You should have seen her. Then she asked about my little ceremony. 4 brutal words. My little ceremony. 4 years of grinding nights. Countless labs, patent-level research. Boiled down to a little ceremony. It wasn't new. It was a lifetime pattern. Missed 7th birthday. Skipped valedictorian speech. Denied application fees. Yet they bought Madison a car. I rode the bus. I hung up quietly. Blocked their numbers. Blocked their email. Blocked the ache they kept reopening. The space I created wasn't dramatic. It was survival. The first boundary of my adult life. Only one person stayed. Uncle Robert. He sent a card. He sent pride. He sent recognition my parents never offered. 3 weeks later, he told me the truth. They don't even realize you're gone yet. They didn't lose me suddenly. They'd been losing me for years. Seattle became my reset button. A place where no one knew my history. No one compared me to Madison. No one expected me to shrink so she could shine. My first apartment was tiny. A studio with creaky floors. Rain tapped on the windows nightly. It felt like company. Lonely company, but company. I built that space slowly. A thrifted leather chair. A desk facing the city lights. Plants I prayed wouldn't die. Pieces chosen for me, not for approval. Work swallowed me in the best way. Long hours. Big problems. Brilliant minds who judged merit, not family roles. Elena, my department head, noticed early. You're sharp, she said. But you must claim space. Her guidance became oxygen. Her mentorship became armor. By year 2, I led projects. By year 3, I filed patents. By year 4, I stopped apologizing for existing. I made real friends. Rachel from next door. Jordan from kickboxing. Priya from work. People who showed up. People who didn't ask me to compete with anyone. They watched my birthdays matter again. They celebrated my wins loudly. Louder than my parents ever did. Dating was messier. Marcus wanted tradition. Tom wanted someone quieter. Scott wanted someone to fix. None of them wanted me, the whole version. That was fine. I wasn't searching for replacement parents. Healing wasn't beautiful. Some nights felt heavy. Some triggers cut deep. Some memories ached sharply. Therapy helped me untangle the lies. Helped me understand emotional neglect. Helped me release guilt that wasn't mine. Uncle Robert called occasionally. He mentioned home updates casually. He never pushed. He never blamed. He respected the silence I needed. Then came the wedding invitation. Derek wanted me there. He remembered me fondly. He valued me without condition. I hesitated. 5 years was long. 5 years changed everything. 5 years taught me independence. But curiosity won. I wanted to see them again, not as a desperate daughter, but as the woman I'd become without them. I bought the navy dress, booked the nicest hotel, rented a Tesla just because, prepared myself quietly. I wasn't returning for reconciliation. I was returning to witness the shift inside me, and the one they never expected. I wasn't going back home. I was going back as proof. If this were your family, be honest with me. Comment 1 if you'd keep your distance peacefully. Comment 2 if you'd confront them with the truth, even publicly. The wedding estate shimmered in June heat. White columns, roses everywhere. The kind of place families take perfect photos. Ours never did. I arrived right on time. No fanfare, no nerves, just steady steps across trimmed grass. I spotted them instantly. My parents near the garden entrance. Madison beside them, distracted. Tyler checking his phone again. They looked older, smaller, diminished. Like time had been unkind. In ways they never admitted. They didn't see me. Not yet. I slipped toward the back row. Let the ceremony unfold. Derek looked joyful. Amanda radiant. Their vows soft and sincere. It was the kind of love rooted in presence. The kind my parents never practiced. After the receiving line, I congratulated them warmly. Derek hugged me tight. "I'm so glad you came," he said. Amanda squeezed my hand. "Derek admires you," she whispered. Then I entered the reception hall. Chandeliers glittered overhead. Music drifted from a small band. I found my seat far away from them. On purpose. My heartbeat never changed. Distance had become familiar. For nearly an hour, I blended in effortlessly, laughing lightly, sipping champagne, answering polite questions about patents. Then I felt someone behind me, a presence I knew too well. "Maryanne," my mother's voice cracked. "Is that really you?" I turned slowly. "Hi, Mom." She stared like I was a ghost. "We didn't know you'd come," she whispered. "You didn't tell us." I RSVP'd to Derek. My father appeared next. His eyes scanned me, surprised. "You look different," he said. "It's been 5 years," I replied. Madison lingered behind them, silent, watching everything, still measuring the emotional temperature. "We tried calling," my mother insisted. "We emailed. We reached out." "I know." "Then why didn't you respond?" Her voice sharpened. "Do you know how much you hurt us?" The audacity stung like ice. "How much I hurt you?" I asked calmly. "We're your parents," my father said. "You can't vanish over a silly grudge." There it was, the story they'd told themselves. "A silly grudge?" I repeated softly. "You skipped my MIT graduation. You skipped my milestones for decades. You taught me not to expect you." My voice never rose. It didn't need to. I listed facts. Birthday at 7. Valedictorian speech. College fees. The car for Madison. The bus for me. Each detail landed like a stone. Madison winced. "I never asked them to," she murmured. "I know," I said. "This isn't about you." My mother trembled. "What do you want from us?" "Nothing. I stopped wanting anything 5 years ago." Then I walked away, my hands steady, my heartbeat calm, my boundaries intact. Uncle Robert found me later. "You handled that with grace," he whispered. 5 years taught me that. And the twist came hours later, when my father finally called. The call came the next morning. My phone buzzed once. A Virginia number I didn't recognize. Against my better judgment, I answered. "Maryanne?" My father's voice wavered. "Please don't hang up. How did you get this number?" "Robert gave it to me," he admitted. We need to talk." Need. A word they'd never used for me. A word they saved for Madison. "I saw you yesterday," he continued. "You looked successful. Polished. Different." "That happens when you're unsupported," I said. He exhaled shakily. "I read about your patents. You're doing incredible things. And we had nothing to do with it." Silence pressed between us. A truth finally spoken. A truth 7 years late. "You're right," I said quietly. "You had nothing to do with it. That's what hurts most." His voice cracked. "You built a life without us." "I had to. We thought Madison needed more attention," he insisted. "You were strong, independent. That's the story you told yourselves," I said. "But I was a child who needed parents." He inhaled sharply. "Your mother cried all night. She wants to fix things. You can't fix 22 years in one phone call." "Then what do we do?" he asked. "Where do we start?" "You don't," I said. "There's no relationship to rebuild." A long beat passed. Heavy. Final. I heard him swallow hard. He wasn't used to consequences. "Will we hear from you again?" he whispered. "Maybe at funerals," I said. "Maybe not." His breath hitched. "I'm sorry, Maryanne." "I know," I said. "But apologies don't undo patterns." I hung up, blocked the number again. The boundary returned like a locked door. Seattle welcomed me with rain. Work pulled me forward again. I mentored younger women. I advocated for overlooked voices. I built spaces I never had. Spaces rooted in safety, not survival. My MIT story later went viral. 10,000 strangers resonated. Thousands shared their own estrangement. I realized I wasn't alone. My parents saw the post, saw the comments, saw the truth laid bare. They spiraled. Shame, anger, sadness, rotating like seasons. Madison accused me publicly, called me heartless online, deleted it hours later. Their reactions confirmed my decision. Cutting them out wasn't cruelty. It was clarity. Months passed. More patents, more travel, more life without their shadow. Then came another call from Robert. "Your father had a heart attack," he said. "He's stable, but asking for you." Old wounds didn't reopen. New ones didn't form. I felt concern, not obligation. I sent flowers. A distant gesture. Nothing more. My mother cried over the bouquet. Madison ranted. My father grieved silently. But I stayed here, steady, whole, untouched by their chaos. They finally understood. Distance didn't punish me. It protected me. Life in Seattle kept widening around me. My apartment overlooked the water. Daniel cooked on weekends. Our cat Tesla slept across my keyboard. It was peaceful, predictable, mine. I grew into my work, led teams with confidence, filed more patents, mentored women who felt unseen. I understood that hunger. I'd lived inside it for years. Sometimes I'd catch a father and daughter laughing. Sometimes I'd hear mothers bragging proudly. The old ache flickered, but it rarely stayed. I'd built a life where absence didn't echo so loudly anymore. Uncle Robert kept in touch. Photo updates of Derek's baby. Quick calls before holidays. Never pressure. Never guilt. Just connection freely given. My parents faded from my daily thoughts. Not erased. Just irrelevant. They occupied the same space. As distant neighbors. Or familiar strangers. People often ask if I regret it. If I miss them. If I ever wonder what if. I don't. Because peace isn't built from pretending. Peace is built from boundaries. And mine saved my life. The girl I used to be wanted their approval desperately. The woman I am now knows better. She knows her worth, her direction, her future. And maybe the saddest truth is this. They never lost me suddenly. They lost me slowly. Every time they chose someone else. Graduations, birthdays, options, patterns. I simply made the loss official. Walking away wasn't betrayal. It was self-respect finally taking shape. If this story stayed with you, tap like, share it with someone carrying too much, and subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter here on Echoes of Life.